Preparation for the general ledger cleanup. So when you're ready to start using the general ledger in the system, you do want to pick a specific date that you want to start at. So for example, if I'm going to use the general ledger as of January 1, then what I'm going to do is make sure I clean up everything in the accounting side as of December 31st. So everything we're going to be doing will be backdated into December 31st if you're already into January. So there's actually about 3 or 4 things that we want to make sure that we make a decision on before we get started. First off is the date you want to start. So that's going to be a firm date. The second thing that you're going to want to do in here is go into your general ledger, and we're going to create a new journal on new accounts, and we're just going to call it like a clearing account. So we'll just call it clearing account, and we're going to make it an expense account. So once we do that, now we'll have an expense account we'll be able to adjust everything to. So I get out of my general ledger. One of the most important aspects of doing this is going to be your inventory counts. So with your inventory counts, because they will be in the general ledger as of the day that you do them, what you will need to do is you will need to make sure that you do them on that final day of the old general ledger. So the easy way to do that is just simply come into setup, pull up your inventory. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull your entire inventory up. Go to all here and search. Once you pull your list, sort it however you want. You can do it by description or part number or however you want to do this. A lot of bad part numbers in here. But basically, you're just going to sort it out, and then you're going to export to Excel for your inventory recount. As you're doing your inventory recounts in this spreadsheet, make sure you also compensate for any inventory items that may be out on open work orders. For example, if I had like 10 filters, particular filter number, but 1 or 2 of them were out on open work orders already. So I want to make sure I compensate for those. That way, when I actually bring these counts back into the system, that you'll have an accurate count. And then as you sell those or post those work orders off, it'll keep that inventory asset value correct. So there will be a video that's attached to this, and then that way you will have a way to go ahead and follow how to do a inventory recount process in the system. The last thing you're going to want to do here is decide on accounting. Do you want to go ahead and zero out your receivable accounts? Now, a lot of people do use their receivables, even though they're not using the full GL. And if you're maintaining the receivables, in other words, taking in payments, doing statements, reconciling, things like that, you may just leave them alone. Just leave them as they are. If they're accurate and you're comfortable with them, just leave them as they are. The actual cleanup procedures will be broken down into 3 separate parts. Part 1 will be how to clear the purchases area. This is going to include bills, supplier invoices, consignments, if you're using that, returns, and warranty claims. So that's going to be in part 1. Part 2 will consist of accounting, cleaning up payables and receivables. So you're just going to come in and do your cleanup in here. I'm going to zero those out. This will also include your banking. Banking will include cash drawer, any credit cards, saving account, for example, here, and also the checking account. And then the third part, which is going to be the final part, is going to be in the general ledger itself, zeroing out the journals here, so you have a nice clean start for that particular day that you're going to start using the general ledger. Now, please bear in mind, a lot of this stuff, especially these final adjustments, happen after you actually start using the GL Live. So you can actually backdate all this stuff. So a lot of this stuff will be backdated in the system. To learn how to do the inventory recounts using your batch update, from your main ribbon, go to the little question mark help section, click on it. That's in the top right corner. It'll open up your help section. Go to location training tours and go down to the inventory section. And you will find there is a video on how to batch update inventory recounts. And that video will show you specifically how to do that.